Imagine standing at the edge of the world, where the environment itself seems to be against you. What if your next step could be your last, or your next breath could freeze your lungs? Welcome to the most dangerous places to visit on Earth. From blistering deserts to frigid ice fields, from towering mountains to scorching infernos, there are places out there that are as deadly as they are awe-inspiring. These are not just places for sightseeing, they are extreme environments that test the very limits of human endurance. Some are plagued by violent weather, others are home to hostile wildlife, and some may even be shaped by ancient forces of destruction that are still active today. These are the top 20 most dangerous tourist destinations, where danger lurks at every turn, and where the risks of visiting are as high as the rewards. Whether you're battling deadly elements or navigating perilous terrain, these destinations demand a level of courage that most people could only dream of. So, what does it take to visit these places? Grit, preparation, and a sense of adventure unlike any other. But make no mistake, these destinations aren't for the faint of heart. They are the ultimate tests of survival and bravery. Are you ready to face the world's top 20 most extreme and dangerous locations? Let's dive in and discover where the ultimate adventure lies. At number 20. Located in Ukraine, the Chernobyl exclusion zone is one of the most infamous and dangerous places in the world. It was the site of the 1986 nuclear disaster, where a reactor explosion at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant released massive amounts of radiation into the environment. Although radiation levels have decreased over time, radiation hotspots still exist in the zone, particularly in certain buildings, the reactor area, and the nearby forest. Prolonged exposure can increase the risk of cancer, radiation sickness, and other serious health issues. If you plan to visit, safety is a top priority. Always travel with a licensed guide who knows the safe routes. Radiation meters are essential for monitoring exposure, and protective clothing like long sleeves and pants can help reduce skin contact with contaminated surfaces. Stay within designated areas, follow all rules, and keep your visit short. Chernobyl is a haunting, historical site, but respecting the dangers is crucial. At number 19. Antarctica. The coldest, driest, and most remote continent on Earth, offers some of the most extreme challenges for travelers. Its harsh environment makes it a dangerous destination for those unprepared. The primary danger is the extreme cold, with temperatures often dipping below -40 degrees Fahrenheit in winter. Hypothermia and frostbite can set in quickly, especially if you're not properly dressed. The blizzards and whiteout conditions are also major hazards, reducing visibility to almost zero. The isolation is another serious risk. If something goes wrong, help could be days or even weeks away. The terrain is also treacherous, crevasses, glacial ice, and hidden cracks can easily cause accidents. To stay safe, always travel with a certified guide and ensure you're wearing high-quality, layered clothing. Bring emergency supplies, including extra food, water, and a satellite phone, and always check weather forecasts before venturing out. Antarctica is a stunning, but dangerous place. Safety should always be your top priority. At number 18. The Alps. Spanning across Switzerland, France, and Italy, offer some of the most stunning landscapes in the world, attracting adventurers from all over. From skiing and hiking to mountaineering and exploring alpine villages, there's no shortage of incredible experiences. But with great beauty comes great risk. Let's dive into the dangers of visiting the Alps and how to stay safe. One of the most significant risks in the Alps is the avalanche. The region's steep slopes and heavy snowfalls create ideal conditions for avalanches, especially in the winter and spring months. These snow slides can be triggered by weather changes, human activity, or even natural factors like a shift in the wind. The Alps boast some of Europe's highest peaks, many of which soar over 4,000 meters equal to 13,000 feet. This means altitude sickness is a real concern for hikers and mountaineers. Symptoms like nausea, dizziness, and shortness of breath are common, and in severe cases, it can lead to pulmonary or cerebral edema. Weather in the Alps can change drastically, even within a few hours. A sunny morning can quickly turn into a snowstorm, with freezing temperatures, fierce winds, and visibility issues. This makes hiking and skiing dangerous, especially in high-altitude areas. Rockfalls and glacier crevasses are also significant hazards. As ice melts in the summer, rocks loosen, and hidden crevasses form in glaciers, creating deadly traps for climbers and hikers. The Alps are home to dangerous wildlife, including bears, wolves, and wild boars, as well as venomous snakes. The rocky terrain can also be hazardous, leading to potential falls or getting lost. To stay safe, always check weather forecasts and avalanche warnings before heading out. Acclimatize gradually to high altitudes and wear protective gear like helmets and avalanche beacons. If you're unfamiliar with the terrain, consider hiring a local guide. At number 17. Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania's tallest peak, attracts thousands of climbers each year. But despite its beauty, it poses significant dangers. Standing at 19,341 feet, the altitude can cause altitude sickness, with symptoms ranging from dizziness to nausea, and in extreme cases, high-altitude pulmonary edema or high-altitude cerebral edema. The weather can also be unpredictable. Hikers may face freezing temperatures, blizzards, and high winds at higher altitudes, even during the dry season. To stay safe, it's vital to acclimatize slowly, drink plenty of water, and wear layers to protect against extreme cold. Always hike with a guide and monitor your health closely. Climbing Kilimanjaro is a rewarding challenge, but preparation and caution are key. At number 16. Madidi National Park in Bolivia is one of the most biodiverse places on Earth, attracting adventurers eager to explore its dense jungles and wild landscapes. But while it's a paradise for nature lovers, it also comes with significant risks. Let's dive into the dangers of visiting Madidi and how to stay safe. Madidi is home to jaguars, anacondas, venomous snakes, and poisonous frogs. While these animals generally avoid humans, there's always a risk of encountering them. Snakes like the fer-de-lance and bushmaster can be deadly if disturbed. The park is located in the Amazon basin, making it prone to diseases like malaria, dengue, Zika, and yellow fever. These diseases are spread by mosquitoes and other insects. Madidi's tropical climate means heavy rainfall year-round. Flash floods, mudslides, and rapid river rises can make hiking and boat travel dangerous, particularly during the rainy season from November to March. Madidi is remote, with limited access to medical services. If an emergency occurs, help can be hours or even days away. The rivers of Madidi are home to crocodiles, piranhas, and stingrays. Boating or swimming can put you at risk of these dangerous creatures. To stay safe, always hire a local guide, check for avalanche forecasts, and take malaria medication. Stay on marked trails, wear sturdy boots, and avoid swimming in the rivers. Madidi National Park is an unforgettable destination, but it's crucial to respect its dangers. With the right preparation, your adventure can be safe and rewarding. Coming in at number 15. The Sahara Desert, one of the hottest and most arid places on Earth, is a popular destination for adventurers, but it comes with serious dangers. Temperatures can soar above 130 degrees Fahrenheit or 54 degrees Celsius, making heatstroke, dehydration, and sunburn major risks. The desert's harsh conditions also include sandstorms, which can reduce visibility to zero and leave you disoriented. With little to no landmarks, it's easy to become lost. To stay safe, always travel with a guide and GPS. Carry plenty of water, at least 1 gallon per person per day, and wear protective clothing to shield yourself from the sun. Respect the desert, plan your trip carefully, and be prepared for the extreme conditions. At number 14. Trolltunga, one of Norway's most famous landmarks, attracts adventurers from all over the world. Known for its dramatic cliff that juts out over a breathtaking landscape, it offers some of the most stunning views you can imagine. But while it's an amazing experience, there are several dangers hikers need to be aware of. The hike to Trolltunga is demanding, covering 10 to 12 hours round trip with steep ascents and rocky paths. The terrain is often uneven, and the high-altitude environment can make the trek physically taxing. The weather in the mountains can change rapidly. Even in summer, the temperature can drop. And rain, wind, or even snow can appear unexpectedly. The trail becomes much more dangerous when wet or icy. Trolltunga itself is a high cliff with no guardrails or barriers, making it very dangerous, especially for people taking photos on the edge. The rock's smooth, wet surface and high winds can make it easy to slip. The trail is isolated, and in case of an emergency, help can be far away. The hike takes several hours, and medical assistance is not easily accessible. Trolltunga is incredibly popular, especially in the summer. Crowds can make the trail more dangerous, particularly near the edges of the cliff where accidents are more likely. To stay safe, check the weather forecast before your hike, wear sturdy boots, and bring plenty of water and snacks. Start early to avoid crowds, and always stay cautious near the edges. At number 13. Welcome to Oymyakon, the coldest inhabited place on Earth. Located in the Siberian tundra of Russia, this remote village is famous for temperatures that can plunge below -60 degrees Fahrenheit -51 degrees Celsius in winter. Living here isn't for the faint-hearted. Oymyakon holds the record for the lowest temperature ever recorded in the Northern Hemisphere, a bone-chilling -67.7 degrees Fahrenheit -55.4 degrees Celsius. In such extreme cold, frostbite, hypothermia, and carbon monoxide poisoning from heaters are constant risks. The harsh environment presents additional dangers like frozen pipes, slippery roads, and limited access to supplies. Vehicles struggle to start in sub-zero temperatures, and the region is isolated, making emergency response challenging. If you plan to visit, always prepare for the extreme cold. Wear multiple layers of clothing, carry thermal gear, and ensure your vehicle is winterized. Also, be aware of the signs of hypothermia and frostbite. Oymyakon is a place of extreme beauty, but it demands respect and careful preparation. At number 12. The skeleton coast of Namibia is one of the most remote and desolate places on Earth. Known for its haunting beauty, this coastline is a graveyard for shipwrecks, a place where survival is a true challenge. Named for the many shipwrecks that have occurred due to its unpredictable waters and dense fog, the skeleton coast is incredibly dangerous. The raging currents, treacherous tides, and hidden rocks make navigating the coastline a deadly task. But it's not just the sea that poses a threat. The desert environment is equally perilous. With scorching temperatures during the day and freezing cold at night, dehydration and exhaustion are serious risks. There's also the danger of wildlife, such as desert-adapted lions and hyenas that roam the area. To visit safely, always travel with a guide, carry enough water and supplies, and be prepared for extreme conditions. Never venture out alone. The Skeleton Coast may be mesmerizing, but it's a place where only the prepared should go. Coming in at number 11. At 6,288 feet, Mount Washington in United States is known for its deadly weather and brutal conditions. Despite being one of the most popular mountains to climb in the US, it's also one of the most dangerous. The biggest danger here is the unpredictable weather. Mount Washington holds the record for the highest wind speed ever recorded, a staggering 231 miles per hour or 372 kilometers per hour. These winds, combined with blizzards and freezing temperatures, can turn a pleasant hike into a life-threatening ordeal. Other risks include altitude sickness, rock slides, and frostbite. Even in summer, the weather can change suddenly, and hikers unprepared for the cold can quickly find themselves in danger. To stay safe, always check the weather forecast before your trip, wear appropriate clothing and layers, and bring plenty of food and water. It's crucial to hike with an experienced guide, especially in winter months. Mount Washington is a beautiful yet perilous mountain, so approach it with caution and respect. At number 10. Deep in the desert of Turkmenistan, there lies a place so intense, it's known as the Gates of Hell. This fiery pit has been burning for over 50 years, and it's one of the most dangerous and surreal sights on Earth. The Gates of Hell is a natural gas crater that collapsed in 1971 during a Soviet drilling operation. Scientists set it on fire to prevent the spread of toxic gas. And it's been burning ever since. The intense heat and toxic fumes are the first major dangers here. While it's a popular tourist attraction, the extreme temperatures and unpredictable gas emissions make it incredibly hazardous. Getting too close to the edge can lead to burns or worse, and inhaling the toxic gases can be deadly. To visit safely, always stay at a safe distance, avoid going near the edge, and never venture out at night. Travel with an experienced guide and bring protective gear. The Gates of Hell may be a mesmerizing natural wonder, but it's a place where caution is key. At number 9. Kjeragbolten, one of Norway's most iconic landmarks. Offers jaw-dropping views and a thrilling experience for adventure seekers. But this beautiful spot comes with significant risks. Let's take a look at the dangers of visiting Kjeragbolten and the precautions you need to take to stay safe. First, the terrain. The hike to Kjeragbolten is steep and rocky, requiring careful footwork on uneven surfaces. Some sections are exposed, making them even more dangerous, especially in wet or icy conditions. Loose rocks can easily cause slips or falls, so keep your balance and stay alert. Next, there's the risk of falling. Kjeragbolten is perched over a 1,000-meter drop. The boulder itself is wedged between two sheer cliffs, and while standing on it offers an incredible photo opportunity, it's important to remember the sheer vertical drop below. One wrong move can lead to a fatal fall. Weather can change rapidly in the mountains, and you might find yourself hiking through fog, rain, or strong winds. These sudden shifts can make the rocky trail slippery and increase the chance of accidents. Cold temperatures at higher altitudes can also be a concern, even in the summer months. The altitude is another challenge. At 1,100 meters above sea level, the hike can be physically demanding. If you're not used to higher altitudes, you might experience dizziness, shortness of breath, or fatigue. With its popularity, Kjeragbolten can get crowded, especially during peak seasons. While waiting for your turn to stand on the boulder, be mindful of your surroundings and avoid rushing, as impatience can lead to accidents. To stay safe, make sure you're well prepared. Wear proper footwear. Hiking boots with good grip are essential for the rocky terrain. Always check the weather forecast before your trip to avoid dangerous conditions, and bring water and snacks to stay hydrated and energized. Consider bringing trekking poles for added stability on the uneven trail. And remember, don't rush. Take your time on the trail and be cautious around narrow sections and steep drops. Kjeragbolten is a place of incredible beauty and a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But with its dangers, proper preparation and caution are key to ensuring a safe adventure. Follow these precautions, and you'll be able to enjoy this unforgettable Norwegian landmark to the fullest. At number 8. The cliffs of Moher in Ireland are one of the country's most iconic natural wonders, offering breathtaking views of the Atlantic Ocean and dramatic coastal scenery. But before you set out to explore this awe-inspiring location, it's important to be aware of some potential dangers to ensure a safe visit. First, the cliff's height is a major risk. Rising up to 214 meters, or 702 feet, the edges can be treacherous. Many visitors try to get closer for the perfect photo, but this increases the risk of falling. The cliffs are also often subjected to strong winds, making it harder to maintain balance near the edges. The terrain around the cliffs can also be slippery. With frequent rain and mist, paths can become wet and muddy, making the rocky trails even more dangerous. The weather is another factor to consider. It's highly unpredictable at the cliffs, with fog, rain, and wind arriving without warning. During peak tourist season, the cliffs can get very crowded, which means more potential for accidents. Lastly, the cliffs are in a remote location, and emergency services can take time to arrive if something goes wrong. To stay safe, stick to marked paths, wear appropriate footwear, and always check the weather before you go. By staying cautious and respecting the environment, you can safely enjoy one of Ireland's most beautiful landmarks. At number 7. El Caminito del Rey, or the King's Pathway, in Spain is one of the most thrilling and scenic hiking trails in the world. But, despite its beauty, this path comes with significant risks. Originally known for its treacherous conditions, today it's been restored, but dangers still remain for those who venture here. One of the biggest dangers here is the steep drops. The trail is built along the Desfiladero de los Gaitans Gorge, and in some sections, the cliffs plummet 100 meters or 328 feet straight down. A slip or misstep could lead to a fatal fall. Another risk is the slippery surfaces. Despite the trail's restoration, there are sections with loose gravel or wet patches that can cause hikers to lose their footing. This is especially hazardous after rain or in the morning dew. Be aware of the weather. High winds, heavy rain, and intense heat can strike at any time. Sudden storms could turn the trail into a hazardous, slippery mess, so it's important to check the weather before you set out. With its growing popularity, crowds have become a risk. In some narrow sections, passing other hikers can be tricky. Always be aware of your surroundings to avoid accidents. The trail is demanding, so stay hydrated and take regular breaks to avoid fatigue or dizziness, which can be dangerous on exposed sections. To stay safe, consider hiring a local guide. They know the path and can assist in case of an emergency. Following the safety guidelines provided at the entrance is crucial. Always stick to the designated routes and never stray from the marked paths. El Caminito del Rey is a spectacular, once-in-a-lifetime adventure, but it demands caution and respect for its dangers. By following these precautions, you can enjoy this iconic trail safely and experience the beauty of Spain's most dangerous walkway. At number 6. Off the coast of Brazil lies a place so dangerous it's been dubbed Snake Island, or Isla de Queimada Grande. It's one of the most perilous islands in the world, known for its abundance of venomous snakes. Especially the golden lance-head viper. The golden lance-head viper is the island's most notorious resident. Its venom is among the most potent in the world, capable of causing internal bleeding, organ failure, and death within hours if untreated. With a venom that can paralyze and destroy tissue, this snake poses a serious risk to anyone who gets too close. But it's not just the golden lance-head. The island also hosts other venomous snakes, including Bothrops asper and Jararacas, adding to the danger. The island is teeming with these reptiles, with estimates suggesting up to 1 snake per square meter in some areas. Despite the deadly risks, there's a silver lining. The venom of these snakes is highly valuable. Scientists extract it to create anti-venoms, which save countless lives, and to research potential treatments for conditions like heart disease, blood clotting disorders, and even cancer. Visiting Snake Island is not for the faint-hearted. In fact, it's illegal for civilians to go there without government permission, and only trained scientists are allowed to visit. If you're lucky enough to go, wear protective clothing, never approach the snakes, and always be accompanied by an expert. While Snake Island remains a hidden marvel, its dangers are a reminder that nature can be both beautiful and deadly. At number 5. Volcano Villarrica, located in southern Chile, is one of the most active and dangerous volcanoes in the world. Its breathtaking beauty hides the immense dangers it poses to those who venture too close. Let's take a look at what makes this volcano so hazardous. Villarrica is known for its persistent eruptions. The volcano has a lava lake inside its crater, and during eruptions, lava fountains can shoot up to 100 meters or 328 feet into the air. These molten rivers are incredibly dangerous, with temperatures exceeding 1000 degrees Celsius or 1832 degrees Fahrenheit, capable of destroying everything in their path. In addition to lava, Villarrica emits volcanic ash that can reach high altitudes, affecting air quality and visibility. Inhaling fine ash can damage the respiratory system, leading to lung problems. The volcano also releases toxic gases like sulfur dioxide, which can be harmful or even fatal in high concentrations. One of the most dangerous hazards is the risk of lahars, or volcanic mudflows. These occur when the volcano's heat melts the nearby glaciers, mixing with ash and rocks to create fast-moving mudslides. Lahars can bury towns, roads, and infrastructure, often with little warning. Despite these dangers, Villarrica attracts thousands of tourists each year, drawn by the opportunity to hike and even climb to the summit. But these activities come with risks. The unpredictable nature of the volcano means eruptions can occur with little notice, making it critical to stay within designated safe zones. If you plan to visit Villarrica, it's essential to take precautions. Always check the volcanic activity level before traveling and follow local authorities' advice. Carry protective gear such as goggles and a respirator to guard against ash inhalation, and ensure you have sturdy footwear for the rugged terrain. Familiarize yourself with evacuation routes, and make sure you're prepared to leave quickly in case of an emergency. Always travel with a guide and stay within marked trails to reduce the risk of accidents or getting too close to dangerous areas. Villarrica may be a stunning sight, but it's important to approach it with respect and caution. By staying prepared and following safety guidelines, you can enjoy its beauty while minimizing the risks. At number 4. Mount Huashan in China is known for its breathtaking beauty and daring trails, making it one of the most famous mountain ranges in the world. But don't be fooled by its allure, this stunning park is also one of the most dangerous hiking destinations you'll find. So, what exactly makes Mount Huashan so hazardous? Let's take a closer look. One of the biggest dangers here is the steep and treacherous terrain. Some trails are so narrow and vertical, it feels like you're scaling a cliff. And in certain spots, you'll be walking on narrow wooden planks bolted into the rock, holding onto chains as your only protection. A slip or loss of balance could send you plummeting hundreds of meters. The cliffside paths are stunning, but they're also incredibly risky. The views are amazing, but remember, a single misstep can lead to a fatal fall. That's why many hikers choose to walk these paths with extreme caution and the help of a guide. Weather can change in an instant. 1 minute, the sun is shining, and the next, you're caught in fog, rain, or strong winds. This makes the already dangerous paths even more treacherous. Slippery rocks and wet conditions increase the chances of falls. Another danger is altitude sickness. At over 2,000 meters above sea level, Mount Huashan's high altitudes can cause dizziness, headaches, and shortness of breath, especially if you're not acclimatized. So take breaks, stay hydrated, and don't push your limits. To stay safe, make sure you wear proper footwear. Those narrow trails and slippery sections are no joke. And if you're planning to tackle those high, exposed areas, don't forget to bring a dust mask to protect against airborne dust and debris. Hire a local guide to navigate these dangerous paths. They know the safest routes and can help you avoid risky areas, especially if you're unfamiliar with the mountain. Most importantly, don't rush. Mount Huashan's trails are demanding, and it's essential to take your time. Avoid the busy crowds and try to visit during off-peak seasons. And remember to check the weather forecast before you go. Mount Huashan is an awe-inspiring destination, but its dangers are real. With the right preparation and caution, you can safely enjoy the thrill of one of the most dangerous and rewarding hikes in the world. At number 3. Known as the Death Road, the Yungas Road in Bolivia is one of the most dangerous routes in the world. This treacherous road, once the main route between La Paz and the Yungas region, has claimed hundreds of lives due to its extreme cliffs, narrow lanes, and frequent landslides. At over 12,000 feet or 3,600 meters above sea level, the Yungas road features sharp turns, muddy paths, and poor visibility, especially when thick fog or rain sets in. One wrong move and vehicles can plummet hundreds of meters to the valley below. Despite its dangers, the Yungas road attracts adventurers, especially cyclists. But to stay safe, it's vital to take precautions. Always wear protective gear, travel with a local guide, and check the weather conditions before setting off. While the death road offers an adrenaline rush, remember, safety always comes first. At number 2. Mount Annapurna, one of the highest and most challenging peaks in the Himalayas, draws mountaineers from around the world. But it's also one of the deadliest mountains to climb. The main danger on Annapurna is the extreme altitude. At over 8,000 meters, the risk of altitude sickness is high, and without proper acclimatization, it can quickly turn fatal. The harsh weather conditions and avalanches are also constant threats, with frequent snowstorms making it difficult to navigate. Climbing Annapurna requires advanced technical skills, as well as proper preparation. Icefall climbing, rockfall, and sudden weather changes make the summit highly unpredictable. To stay safe, hire an experienced guide or Sherpa, wear proper climbing gear, and be prepared for long acclimatization periods. Always monitor your health and weather conditions to avoid unnecessary risks. Mount Annapurna is a majestic but dangerous challenge, so always prioritize safety. Coming in at number 1 and final one in the list. The Danakil Depression in Ethiopia is one of the harshest environments on Earth, and it's as dangerous as it is unique. Known for its extreme heat, the region regularly hits temperatures of over 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 degrees Celsius, making heatstroke and dehydration major risks. The area is also riddled with volcanic activity, including bubbling lava lakes, toxic gases, and sulfur springs that can burn or poison unsuspecting travelers. The treacherous terrain of salt flats and rocky cliffs adds to the danger. To stay safe, always travel with a guide, wear protective clothing and respirators, and carry plenty of water. Be aware of the terrain and avoid venturing out in the heat of the day. The Danakil Depression is a place of extremes, so respect the environment and stay prepared. Well, there you have it. 20 of the most dangerous tourist destinations on Earth. From deadly landscapes to unpredictable environments, each of these places presents a unique challenge, and not everyone is brave enough to face them. Whether you're an adrenaline junkie seeking your next thrill or someone simply fascinated by the extremes of nature, these locations prove that the world's most awe-inspiring places often come with a price. The question is, would you dare to visit them? If you enjoyed this journey into the world's most extreme destinations, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more incredible adventures. And don't forget to ring the bell so you won't miss out on our next heart-pounding video. Have you ever visited any of these dangerous places, or is there a location you think should have made this list? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and remember, adventure is out there, but so is danger. Stay safe, and keep exploring.